Hellfire Pass or Hellfire Pass is part of the Thai-Myanmar Railway Railway along the line. Thai-Burma Railway. There are many points that have rocky hills, mountains, cliffs or ravines blocking them, so they have to dig a hole so that the train can run through. Hellfire Pass or Hellfire Pass is the biggest point on this route. Hellfire Pass drilling started in April 2015. In 1943, it appeared that the work was delayed, so there was an accelerated period in which workers had to work up to 18 hours in each shift, with most of the work being all manual labor, such as extracting mountains by hand, which is the most brutal work because he had to climb down to extract in the gorge, which at some points was as high as 11 meters, until he had almost no air to breathe and had to work in the sweltering heat during March in the shortage of water and food when sick. Doctors and medical equipment are inadequate for treatment. Prisoners of war and laborers at Hellfire Pass had to work at night as the lights of torches and bonfires made the shadows of the prisoners of war and their guards flicker on the walls, causing this place to be called Hellfire Pass or Hellfire Pass in English. In 1941, the Pacific War begins. The Japanese army invaded Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and invaded Malaysia in the middle of 1942. Then the Japanese army fought with the British army in Burma. But the main goal is to invade India. But Japan knows that if using the sea route unload that ordnance vulnerable to air attack, therefore decided to build a railway to cut through Thailand, which at that time was an ally with Japan. Starting from Ban Non Pladuk Ban Pon District, Ratchaburi Province, past Kanchanaburi Province to the Thai-Myanmar border at the Three Pagodas Pass, city of Tan Bayu Sayat in Burma, initially in the construction, using the labor of Kek workers, Burmese, Malaysian, Indonesian, Chinese, and Thai people. But they have to face many problems such as heavy rain until the bridge collapses, worker sickness, malnutrition, and allies in war bomb. Then many workers die, including the railroad was destroyed. The Japanese army then changed to a new job by the conscription of British prisoners of war labor, about 50 Australians, Americans, Dutch, and Irish, and together with more than 275,000 laborers, came to build a strategic railway through Burma, which in part had to cross the Kwe Yai River. Creation this time full of hardships. The laying of the tracks progressed to the point where a bridge had to be built over it. Kwe Yai River, therefore, a temporary wooden bridge was built. The construction was hurried, non-stop, with prisoners of war taking turns 24 hours a day and closely supervised by soldiers. This temporary bridge over the River Kwai is used. It takes about 3 months to complete. Then start building a permanent bridge, as seen today, in which the prisoners of war have to stand in the water for a long time, causing a lot of illness and death. By this bridge over the River Kwai, made into an 11-span steel bridge with a length of 300 meters. When the permanent bridge was built, the temporary bridge was demolished. During construction was bombed by the Allies many times to the point of losing 21 human lives, 399 people. The cause of the deaths, so many, this was due to the lack of food, that the prisoners could only eat a small amount of rice and dried fish, the inadequate medics, and the brutal and cruel treatment of prisoner of war and railroad supervisors. Until the construction was completed, it took a total construction period of 17 months, which was later called this bridge. Bridge over the River Kwai created a lot of joy for the Japanese soldiers, but had to lose a lot of people's lives in the construction of this historic railway line, until called Death Railway, that compares the lives of those who died from creating that one sleeper for one life. One of the most difficult parts of the railway was at the Thamkrasi Bridge. Railway construction during this period, there were steep mountains adjacent to the Quena River. Japanese engineer, it was necessary to build a railway along the river to traverse it along the mountain for 100 meters long, which is the period where the prisoners of war had to die the most, about more than 0 people. It is a bridge that crosses the deepest abyss in the longest of this railway line. It was completed in a very short time. Prisoners of war worked like crazy. by order of the Japanese prison guards well known in the word, called Speedo Speedo or Do It, Don't Stop. From April 1943 construction proceeded, advancing very fast because the Japanese side wants the construction to be completed as expected in August, which was set as the construction deadline. The above period was known as the period of urgency Speedo. Prisoners of war and Asian workers were punished to work until evening at the site where the Hellfire Pass was cut. A flash of light from the campfire shone on the body. The weary of the worker, hence the origin of the name Hellfire Pass or Hellfire Pass. The construction of the Death Railway. The station starts from Nong Pla Duk, Danpong District, Ratchaburi Province, through to Kanchanaburi Province, crossing the Kwayai River to the west through the three pagodas until the destination Tambi Usayat, Burma, with a length of above 415 kilometers, 37 stations, was completed on October 25, 1943, when the construction was completed. World War II railway stations starting from Thong Cheng Station, Phi Cave, Hin Tak, Ken Nu, Sayak, Rin Tin, Kui, Indat, Prangkasi, The Kanan, Nan Chun Yai, The Mayo, Tamrong Pha Tho, Ban Kriang Kray, Kuri Kanto, Kong Kuita, Tamanta, Nike, Songalia, and the Three Pagoda Pass. When Japan declares surrender, British troops therefore demolish 30 kilometers of railways in Burma and 6 kilometers of railways in Thailand. This is out of use. Later, the Thai government buy this railway and equipment related to the price of £1,250,000 or 50 million baht, then restore until the car can be operated, and has dismantled some of the rails, namely the area of the Thai-Myanmar border, which the Thai government can renovate the train until the waterfall station only, because the rest of the path the Thai government does not have enough budget to make repairs, causing the rest of the path to be heavily deteriorated until now. The rest of the railway has become forest covered all the way. Stories of the past are gathered and told through exhibitions within the Hellfire Pass Memorial Museum. Designed and built in collaboration with the Thai and Australian governments, the museum has collected photographs, information, and various utensils born during the construction of the Death Railway, in addition to letters and illustrations that describe events. In each period, one of the highlights of the museum is mini theater room that screens black and white silent movies, which was filmed from real events during World War II. And of course, in this movie we will see the living conditions, the wilderness and brutality of captivity of war. Over 12,000 Australian, British, German, American, and more than 60 leads of Asian workers who are forced to work day and night to cut a stone channel through the mountain, and built a railway for a total distance of more than 415 kilometers. Most of the prisoners of war and labor had to work at least 18 hours a day, and had only 2 meals, rice and pickled vegetables for survival, both starvation, abuse, and various plagues that beset, causing everyone to call this valley Hell's Hole.